Welcome, everyone. I'm Andrew Fazekas, the Night Sky Guy, your host for Night Sky this week. It's February, what is this? March 4th. I can't believe we're already in March. March 4th, 2024, broadcasting live from Montreal, Canada. It's mild and sunny. You can probably see the sun being shining on my face here through the window of my office. It's absolutely beautiful. Finally, it looks like spring is coming early. Beautiful clear skies. Have you had any clear skies? Have you been doing any sky watching? I hope you have. And if you haven't, well, maybe it's time because the skies are changing. They're really active. There's just so many things. Did you know, for instance, that there is auroras right now? The month of March is a great time to see northern lights. Indeed, solar activity is increasing in its 11-year cycle. The sun is, and on top of that, March, April, this time of the year is really traditionally really good for watching northern lights. So stay tuned. There may be some opportunities. I'll be posting stuff if there's any alerts on my timeline, whether it's Facebook you're watching or Twitter, X, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hopefully you'll be able to stay tuned to any of these alerts from that I'll be posting about auroras, because you don't want to miss out. That's really cool stuff. And what else? Well, there's always things. This week, the moon is out of the way for the evening skies. Well, that really gives us a great opportunity to see deep sky objects, learn about constellations, be able to sketch out those constellations. If you're new at the hobby, that's going to be really great without the moon's interference. It's awfully bright, and it can really cause a lot of havoc in terms of learning the night sky. So having the moon in the early morning skies makes a big difference with that. Hey, listen, if you find any value in this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to see you part of my community, my global stargazing friends that are around the world. Also, don't forget, there is oh my gosh, I almost forgot, the eclipse, of course. The solar eclipse, April 8th. Are you going to be watching it? Are you going to be part of the action? Are you planning on traveling to it? Or is it in your backyard? Are you lucky enough? Like, I'm in Montreal. I'm going to be able to see it very close to where I live. Literally, like, I'm only, I think, a couple of miles away from the edge of the path of totality. So it's really going to be literally in my backyard. I'm so excited about it, and I'm hoping you guys will get a chance to see it. And of course, a little shameless plug here. If you are interested in obtaining glasses, whether you're an individual or perhaps a school, an institution, a company, a library, wherever, I'm actually selling safe solar eclipse glasses just like these that are made specifically to enjoy the solar eclipse totally safely. It's something that my family and friends have been using, these glasses. They're from a US manufacturer, one of the handful of manufacturers that are really approved by experts. They're totally safe. They're have an ISO number, safety number attached to it as well. So I'm selling these very reasonably priced, shipping throughout North America, whether you're in the US or Canada. Check it out. It's on my website. Let me show you a link. It's thenightskyguy.com. But if you are interested in picking up a copy, this is where you'll be going, to this website over here, thenightskyguy.com. And I have a little guide of what you can expect to see for the total eclipse. I've got maps as well for Canada and US, and times for cities, what an eclipse is, what you'll see if you're not in the path of totality, a partial eclipse, how much of the sun is going to be covered by the moon. I've got you covered there, and how to watch safely. Of course, I'll be putting more information there as well. And you can see the little link of purchasing it, and with a very reasonable shipping cost, you can get yours. But order it soon because, well, as they say, time is of essence. And let me just put this in there so I won't forget. So you can check that out. These glasses, they're really great. So if you're looking for them, a lot of places are sold out. It's something that you can check out for yourself. Anyway, that's my shameless plug of the day. Getting back to our planetarium, what can we see in the sky? So let me turn to the morning first, okay? So I'm just going to head over into the early morning skies. Let me just move this up so you can see the time right there. This is, by the way, my favorite planetarium program, Sky Safari Pro by Simulation Curriculum. Love this outfit. It's great software. This is now set for early morning, Tuesday the 5th of March. And what I want you to notice is there is the moon. This is what it'll look like around 6 o'clock in the morning. Let me just set this perfectly for 6. There we are. And this is the view that you will have Tuesday morning. So you'll see a series of things in the morning. So as an early bird, it's just gorgeous, really. I love this this lineup. So you can see that you would have Venus, Mars, and the sun is over here. This is where the sun will rise, okay? So this is the eastern skies right there. Looking low to the horizon, a very, very bright star-like object will greet your view right away. That is Venus. And then to the upper right of it is a much fainter, about a 1/100th as bright as Venus, is Mars. It's orange colored, very definite, visible to the naked eye, faintly, but it's still visible. You can see it, but you'll need probably a pair of binoculars really to get a good view of Mars. But Venus will just outshine it by so much. So check that out. It's really gorgeous. And then way off to the side of that pair of planets is the moon. Check out that moon. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that crescent moon. So this is Tuesday morning. What'll greet you with your cup of coffee, maybe, looking out towards the southeast, you'll have that crescent moon. Now, watch what happens over the next few days. It's really cool. Before I do that, just big shout out to folks chiming in right now where you are located, all my friends around the world. Corrine from Curacao, very nice of you to be on here. Roger, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Great night for viewing finally for you. Good job. So hopefully you'll be able to go out. Texas, Nancy, you're must be very close to the path of totality in Texas. It's going through. I know Austin will be one of the big sites that will have Dallas as well. Are you going to be watching, Nancy? Chime in. I'd love to hear if you're going to be watching the total eclipse of the sun next month. And I'd love to continue hearing. Let me see. Carrie from Alabama is there as well. Nice of you to join. So this is where the moon is, right? So we're here, the moon. This is Tuesday, March 5th. Now, if we go one day, switch this to a day, look what happens. The moon. See, the moon has just jumped a little bit closer to the pair of Venus and Mars. So this is Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and you can see that the moon is heading towards becoming a new moon, right? So later this week. And you can see it's a really, really beautiful thin crescent. I can zoom in a little bit more. Let me show you there. And it'll just create this beautiful trio by the end of the week. Look at this. So we keep moving a day. This is Friday morning, the 8th. There is a whisker thin crescent moon. Look how beautiful that is. This is something just gorgeous. If you can get that viewpoint of where you could see low to the eastern horizon, folks, you got to kind of find that spot, scout it out maybe before you head out, or you know already a good spot where that eastern horizon is really close to the ground, maybe by a lakeside. Is one opportunity perhaps. Look at that crescent moon and Venus and Mars, this beautiful triangular formation that you can see. So that is going to be beautiful. I can see Stan chiming in on YouTube saying here in Sydney, Nova Scotia, we're going to get about 98% totality. Cannot wait. Yeah, no kidding, eh? And Gary saying heads up from Alabama. Hey, Gary, nice of you to join as well. Jen from the mountains of North Carolina, great of you to join our broadcast today. So nice to see everyone. I just love it. And we've got over the pond, we've got Stephen in London. England. Hello, Stephen. So, this is something that all of us around the world can check this out. I know it's early in the morning. I just wanted to show this right off the bat. If you are an early bird, there's something to see in the skies as well. And you don't really need a telescope to see this. This is something that's just available for everyone with clear skies. So again, this view that you're seeing right now on your screen is going to be on Friday, the 8th of March. So this coming up Friday is when this view will be in the offering. So check that out. So if we turn back to now, it's Monday, the 4th of March, and we set it to just after sunset. Let me just sweep over to where the sunset is, give you a more outer view. What will greet you is, as we've talked before in our previous shows, Jupiter is still there, dominating the southwest western skies right after sunset. It's pretty much one of the first star-like objects that'll greet you as the skies begin to darken. Also greeting you, very high up in the skies, is Capella, the brightest star in the constellation Auriga. And then another bright star, and in fact, the brightest, competing with Jupiter, but a bona fide star, is Sirius. Sirius is the brightest, is the closest brightest star that we can see in the sky. It's only 8.6 light years away, Sirius is, and it's basically the brightest star in the constellation Canis Major, the little dog. These are wintertime objects or destinations to see. Now, if we darken the sky a little bit, you'll begin to see the constellations pop into view, right? So Jupiter right there, still, once it gets dark, Jupiter's still dominating the skies and will so for late into the night as Jupiter sets in the west. Joining Jupiter is Uranus. Let's not forget, this is a great binocular object. If you want a great challenge, it looks like a green dot. You see it's green on here on the planetarium program, but in fact, even with the eyes, it's green, bluish green. I'd love to hear if you've spotted Uranus before. Have you been able to track this down, this planet, this ice giant that's so far away? Take a look. It's 2.99 billion kilometers away, and it takes 166 minutes for the light from Uranus to reach your eye. 166 minutes back in time, you're viewing Uranus of what it looked like. Just incredible, isn't it? Like it's 2.5 hours, more than 2.5 hours the light takes to reach your eye from Uranus. And that's something with binoculars, you can sweep to the side of Jupiter and just try to look for that greenish glow. That's really what you're looking for. And it's just a fantastic object. Also greeting us is, of course, the Orion constellation with its belt, Betelgeuse, Rigel riding, kind of shaping out the Orion constellation, still dominant in our skies. We've got also high up Gemini, also with the Gemini twins. We've got Castor and Pollux marking the heads of the Gemini twins. There is Capella. You can see it says zenith there. Now for me, where I am at the 45th degree latitude level, halfway between the North Pole and the equator, that's where Montreal is at 45 degrees. This is very similar, actually, to what, say, folks in New York, Seattle, London, England would see, Tokyo, Japan would see. Generally around mid-latitude is where actually a large portion of the world's population is. So what you're seeing here, similar view. Zenith basically means it's straight above. It's literally right above our heads. That's where Capella is very close to if you're in the mid-latitude. If you're closer to the equator, this will be shifted. It will be a little bit shifted lower in the skies, not as high. Capella will be for you, lower down towards the horizon it would be. But it's just gorgeous. trapping of stars in one part of the sky. You don't want to miss this. And we're heading into a new season soon in a few weeks, and these stars will start to fade away as they begin setting in the west. So I'm just urging you guys, if you're interested in looking at a lot of very bright stars, a lot of great deep sky objects, and when we're talking about deep sky, you got to say, like, the Pleiades over here, the Seven Sisters are there. We've got, of course, in the underneath the belt of Orion, you've got there the Orion cloud, the Great Orion Nebula, M42, Messier 42 object there that is visible as well. You can see it barely with the naked eye. Very challenging objects for photography would be like the Horsehead Nebula that you can see here drawn out as it appears in long exposure photography. Really beautiful. It's a dark nebula, a dark gas and dust cloud that is in front of a background that's brighter. That's what you're seeing. You can see the small shape that forms the figurehead of the Horsehead Nebula right there. Is that fascinating? It's just beautiful objects. In the Orion constellation is really filled with a lot of great deep sky treasures, objects, and the neighboring areas too, like the Christmas tree cluster, NGC 2244 also, just a gorgeous nebula filled with bright stars. Look, I mean, it's just doesn't even fit on the page here. It's just it's a giant configuration of stars. Let me see if I can get this clear this area. So it's 5,400 light years away. It's just gorgeous. I mean, so the Orion area of the sky is a place you want to spend a lot of time with binoculars, in a relaxed mode, with telescopes, with cameras. It's just something you don't want to miss. And this is, again, early. You could look at 7:15 in the evening. If we move hour by hour, you still have the entire night to investigate Orion and all these other stars that are in that part of the sky. And it's a great learning opportunity. Maybe you have a young family and you have kids you need to put to bed, and maybe after they go to bed, you can sneak outside for 10-15 minutes, and that's all it takes just to start learning about the constellations. And so Orion and this retinue of constellations around it are so easy to find. Just to give you a tip, if you're kind of confused on where to look and stuff, look at the belt of Orion and draw an imaginary line off to the right. Where does it hit the next brightest star? And that's Aldebaran, which is the red eye of Taurus the bull. You go the other way using the belt of Orion, and the next brightest star is Sirius in, again, what I mentioned, Canis Major, the great dog constellation, the companion of Orion the hunter. And you have Monoceros, the unicorn, the celestial unicorn, also, as I've shown you, contains really interesting sites. So all of this, Gemini above there as well. It has clusters like M35. These are things that are visible with just a pair of binoculars. You can see here, I'll show you the clusters. It's just a more distant, compact cluster, a more scattered group of diamond-like stars. This is just, it's incredible to see these things through binoculars, and they're readily visible. Even if you live in suburban light-polluted skies, these are objects that you can see very easily. So listen, guys, I'm going to put this stuff all on my timeline, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or wherever, or X, Twitter. I'm going to put this stuff up there because I think it's just a great group of objects to look for with binoculars. And I don't want you guys to miss out, because we're kind of heading, like I said, away into another season, and we'll be looking at other types of constellations. But right now, for the northern hemisphere, it's in the southern hemisphere, even wherever you are in the world, Orion is still just amazing. I don't want you to miss it, and exploring that area around it. I'll post some really interesting kind of challenges for you, observing challenges with binoculars, with the naked eye, to look for these amazing things. You don't want to miss out, and it's for free. How great is that? Hey, listen, if you find value in this video, I'd sure appreciate your help doing the good stuff like giving it thumbs up, giving me likes, and subscribing to my channel. It means so much. It allows me to bring these videos every week into your homes and letting me be your guide, which I just love. I love seeing comments from all of you, my friends around the world. We create a night sky nation, all of us together. And hey, guys, if you're interested in exploring more about the night sky, don't forget my books, Backyard Guide to the Night Sky, Stargazer's Atlas, again, available on my website, thenightskyguide.com, along with those, hey, eclipse glasses. Don't forget, you need these to safely view the eclipse. So if you don't have one yet, you still have time to get them. And I ship both in US and Canada. And these are ISO approved, international approved, totally safe, US manufactured glasses. This is the stuff I use, my family does, all my friends and family. So check that out on my website. I put a link in the comments for that. I'll put it again later. And I'll be looking at your comments. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you had a great time learning a few things. I'll post all of this online. So I hope you stay safe and healthy this week. And until the next video, I wish all of you, as always, clear skies. Bye-bye.